God, forgot my computer ran out of juice. So I finished third in that satellite. So frustrating. Really annoying, guys. When that happens, you know, I just basically forgot to plug it in. But we're back, and let's reassess where we're at. 27 out of 33 in that 2k deep stack. In this we had just sort of behind where we'd want to be in that tournament. Tight fold. Wolf is a crazy player, but Ferrero Rocher, a tight player, so his flat isn't. It's going to diminish the value of our hand a bit. It's annoying when that happens. Oh. Okay, well, let's get ourselves sat down comfortably for this. Okay, let's try and get back into it. That was disruptive. Get our scope going again. Taste, smell that mint, lovely smell. Bit of mint. Guy's quite solid, so he folds. That's good. We'll take it. So we're just going to scope. Two gold teeth, 6,950. So he's unknown. We know how many gold teeth he has, that's all we know. Stats don't look too bad, so maybe he's not a complete fish cake. Not to say that he can make any money. Average only combined of only 8 and ability of 58, 61, sorry. It's going to be a green, sort of bad aggressive. He looks very quite active there. He's 31-21, 8% free bet, 0% fold to 3 bets, so it's a real guy to get value from. Should be able to rejam over him pretty liberally over his opens. We're in a nice position to do so as well. A good stack size for it. And we're only a couple of places away to his left. So we'll have position on most of his actions apart from when he's in the blinds like now. I'm almost expecting every time it folds around that it's probably going to open. Too many good players to try and get that through actually. Sandover's actually played tight so far. Just make a flat when they've been playing that tight. Very aggressive post flop, so we might have to just fold the flop. Someone who he tends to barrel on through. You're going to be folding to a lot of turn bets. When the king comes, I think it's always good for us to check it, because I think if we had a king, well, we did turn king, but we check it to him. So it kind of evens out. When he bets, we just fold. Blind against blind, this guy seems pretty new, so we are just going to have to shove everything, and queen 3 suited is definitely in that range. It's a good hand to have. It's obviously more about his, it's more about what he's going to call with than what we're jamming in many ways. So he can't call very wide. He should call a lot wider than he probably is, basically. As if you have a good reg there, they are going to call wide enough. They're going to call the king 10 and stuff because they recognise that they're probably ahead. Okay, we're just going to flat the button. If we get 3 bet, then we can probably just get it in. Definitely, again, 20 big blinds. You can just jam. But against this guy, we are going to call a C bet because it tends to slow down a lot on the turn. So he does check the turn. Just going to bet quite small confidently. We're going to jam the king high on the bottom left as well. 14 big blinds, just shove king. Okay, so we get check jammed actually. It's a pretty good line from him. I like his play a lot. We have to fold. Well played. Good to put strong hands in your give up range so you can check jam them. So we're in a big flip. Come on there, there's the king. There's another king. Just hold for me. It feels a bit overkilly. Yes! I tried to find him an 8, but they just gave him a 7. It didn't have the same effect. That's good. Let's get something going here. We're already quite deep in that, so it'd be a great time to sort of peek in it. We miss this board, it's pretty wet, so we're not going to try and get it through. One player is obviously very short, so we don't worry too much about him, but we just miss, and I think with an extra player playing, if he wasn't there, then it's an easy call. We were just playing. But with him there as well, he happens to fold, but him there as well makes it less fun. Pocket 6s. Pretty good rejam stack. If, say, Luis Diego looks quite aggressive, so there we go. So we're definitely shoving here. Tends to not fold to rejam, so we could end up being in a flip. But we have to do it. I mean, it'd be sick if he calls like, you know, king 9 off or something. Let's hope he doesn't. Okay, you have jacks. Okay. So we just need one outer on the river, but that doesn't come, so well played him. A player that aggressive opening the button is going to have a much wider range than that, so we can't do anything different. It's just a shove. Pretty terrible mistake not to shove it there. Oh dear. Caller Central. Let's just get that down because it's a bigger tournament, $35 tournament. We're going to open the ace-10. We've got a better stack for it than we've had previously. There's no kind of bubble concerns. We've been quite solid on the table. Only over 16 hands, 13, 15. So I don't know how that's gone that way. So we've got a good image for it. I think we just try and get one through. Okay, we take it down. Good news. Oh dear. Always a pain fest when you don't do well. But it's kind of, we've had a very good run the last couple of weeks. So in the context of this, you know, this day and a half downswing isn't too bad. It's probably like a $500 day and a half downswing. Tuna diet, we know quite well, min raisers. I'm just going to end up folding. It's free bet. Gets flatted, so he does have a pretty playable hand. Then tuna diet is not bluffing. He has a real strong hand here. We probably just want to flatter a lot of his pairs. No need to jam them. It could end up jamming like ace-king potentially, something like that, or an under pair that feels vulnerable at sevens. Those kind of hands that don't lack a lot of turns, or you know, could well be the best hand or have decent equity. Well played. But I think actually he probably did just have a bigger hand. So we get to the break. That's a good time to take it to the break. And I know that your life's a mess. I'm trying to show you think that I'm strong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Not sing my song. Breath smells of marmalade. Fantasies of naked graves. Just trying to get a handle on this guy while we have a little break, just to know what's going on. Look at this collection of letters. I can't really call it a name. This feels like an android has selected some letters. Plays quite aggressively. Oh. Just going to go with that one. Aggressive at holes potentially. Nike. Luis. Sorry. fan. Probably the angle he's going at there. I regret that because players move on. You're going to be stuck with a player. You know, they could join your rival, then you've got a rival's name as your name, and no one wants that. Karenga. The Russians played a lot of games. Do all this and I'll just get moved. Sod's law. Troxler. That will just give us an extra edge having all these labels. Oh my god, the cat's meowing again. This is just a bad dynamic. Letting this cat in and out the front door, for God's sake. Okay, we're back. You can see we've got sixes. That's you know, I'm mildly excited. That's excited. I'm a bit worried that I just touched the cat's bum. So occasionally I smell up his bum and it doesn't smell good. I shouldn't probably smell a cat's bum. It's probably my own fault. It's God's way of telling me not to. Ooh, it's so tempting to free bet this, isn't it? A bit marginal. 26 big blinds. We're committing ourselves, really, aren't we? Imagine if we were to free bet fold the ace king. So this becomes a gross spot. That's a great little free bet. This guy isn't. We don't think this guy's good, so that should be the nuts. But if someone's good, then you never know. Ace Quizzle will just flat. Give him a quizzical look. You can seriously shorten this turbo, this guaranteed deep stack. It's quite depressing, really, how that played out. If we flat here, it's very extremely strong flat to this guy. It really reps a lot, so I think he will freeze up if he hasn't got it, or if he has sort of a pocket pair like sevens or eights, then I think probably just go to check call mode on this turn. And so he does check, so we'll check back. Hopefully good, yes. Abby likes to occasionally attempt to get onto the computer. It's like, oh, can I? Then I'll be like, no, Abby, and then she'll freak out. Alright. So when you're having a tough day, you get a situation like this, 11 out of 29, you really want to try and get that to a final table. So that's our challenge, is to counter-attack. It's about making runs here. We need to make some runs. We have watched some cricket today, yes. I understand that no one really understands about cricket, but you know, it's a few Commonwealth countries really. I do love the West Indies attitude to cricket. It's very laid back, you know. And the captain's very misogynistic. I don't know if he's still their captain, Chris Gale. I don't think he is, but incredible misogynist, which, you know, so old school, isn't it? It's just classic stuff. Classic. Hey baby, you wanna come home with me? Not really. No. I mean, you're a big black man, and probably don't wanna go there. I'm not saying that I would say that if I was a woman. I'm just saying that was what was in her heart at that point. But we should flat. Yes, we should do flat. We flop set. We flop trips. That's how you say it. We flop set. We flop trips. It's a difference apparently. I only learned that about a year ago. Want this guy to see bet. He doesn't see bet. He tends to just try and we can try and polarize ourselves on the river potentially. Try and rep it and look like we could fold to a re-raise. That's kind of the aim of this. Because it looks like, what the hell can we really have? Like we kind of, when we make this bet, we look like we have a hell of a lot of bluffs and maybe a 7, and that's it. But there's much more bluffs. So when we do that, because what we're thinking is that on the river we're out of position, so we have to check it to him to see if he's going to barrel again. So we might barrel off, but then we can't. If we try and value bet the river, then it's the similar sort of situation. So I'd almost rather make that raise there. There's an argument that if we just called and then we just value bet the river small, we could get a bit more money that way. But if we raise there, then we could actually get him to bluff jam over us when we're repping hardly anything. We're repping extremely thin, and we did have it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that was a bit silly, but it's a bit like it. It just looks like, you know, it can be the nuts a lot, but it could also be not the nuts. Again, extremely short 6 big blinds in this tournament. We've got to get it going. Pocket 10s, in you go. In you go, sunshine. Blind against blind, very easy call. And he actually has a pretty strong hand himself. So now we need each other's outs, which is always a bit weird, but we win. That's the main thing. crown on again. So that's us without the crown, and then we have the crown, and we're even more powerful now. Okay, just trying to get that hair right. You know, you guys deserve the best hair. That's pretty funky. That's got a bit of angle to it. Got a grey hairdresser in turn, a guy called Rob, and me and Rob are both prop forwards in our childhood in the old rugby, which is basically the position for the slow fat kid. He's a lot bigger and he actually quite looks like he'd be a good prop. He's quite powerful, as I'm very much a weakling. Quads for the blaze hitter. That's a way to win a flip. Maybe he's used all his luck now though. We can swoop. Because you have to use a lot of flips. That's like you win 5 coin flips for the price of those quads. We're going to try and open. We're going to be able to call Jack 9S, but not really the rest. He's a good player. There's an M11, so he can jam a lot. So that's a good jam. Well played. So that's kind of what we were worried about. But we decided overall that it's only really him that we're worried about. We can call one of them. Big blind doesn't free bet loads. So overall, we decided conditions were favourable enough. Excellent. I'm really glad we doubled up in this. That's great news. I didn't really remember doing it. It's an out-of-body experience sometimes. Ace, the Queen 8 loses, and the reg gets stronger. Sad tails. Early on in this, we get re-race on this board. It's pretty bad news. We do call. We could. I'm glad that he checks. That's good news. The river's a good river for us, so we'll try and value bet. I'd have like Jack, Ace Jack maybe. Not sure. I mean, I was thinking King Queen as well. Maybe re-raise at those boards and flush draws, but the flush got there. When he checks the turn, it's generally an indicator that they were bluffing. So I was very happy that I did call. I could definitely justify just folding the flop. Hope we get a walk, because we're going to have to fold this to a jam. Fade. And someone's dropped us some ace bombs in the big blind with the blades hater involved. Good. Let's hope there's some action before us. That would be really nice. So he comes to us with action, like a raise and a re-raise or something. Jam and a call would be good. Blaze hated calling. Shame. Let's hope we hold. That would be something. I think split potters. Okay, good. We win. Good. Yes. That's the ticket. That's the spirit. That's what we're after. Bit of a shame we free bet. Oh, we open under the gun and get re-raised from the big blind and we just fold. Ace, King, Queen. Kukwa. Here, when you have pocket twos, there's not going to be many good flops. You have to understand that. Pocket nines. Do we just jam or do we raise call? like just open jamming actually. We've got few enough big blinds. We've got kind of 12 big blinds. I think I prefer that because at least then, you know, we're not encouraging a couple of raggy overs to take us out. You know, if someone, you know, has a better hand, we're never really folding anyway. So, all right, what have you got, sir? Whew, dear. Okay, we're in a flip. Can't believe we called a ace jack. Really, that's quite light, I'd say. Okay, we're out of that. God, so frustrating. Oh, don't particularly like his call. He's got a lot of people to act behind, and it's just a bit. You know, you're lucky to be in a flip a lot of time. I would definitely can jam like just open jam ace queen and ace king. Then you're just in a lot of flips. What's the attraction of that? I don't really get it. Each to their own. Everyone's got their own vibe. Conversely, if I guess if I had a min raise, it would have. Maybe it wouldn't have folded. It would just probably rejammed. We'd still be in the flip, and then we'd be thinking that if we jammed, we would have gotten to fold that potentially, but we wouldn't have. We tried. We tried. $1.75. Come on then, geezer, give us a hand. Give us a hand. I'm folding away here, there's aunties involved. I want a hand. That's so much to ask for. Doesn't feel like a lot. Feels like I should be allowed that. $10 out of 21. We won a nice deep run in this tournament. Not a lot of sense of betting this board, just because often I have a lot. Now I'll try and nibble the turn. We chop it up. Turn nibbles, river nibbles, tasty treats. Turn an ace on this board. This guy leads out. Can't have loads of good aces at all when he leads. It's almost like he has a 10 and he's trying to see if he's good. So yeah, so he doesn't double barrel. We are going to put a bet in on the turn. He gets called in two places as well. I actually thought we were heads up there, so I probably wouldn't have bet had I have known. On this board, we'll take on this guy. He's going to be c-betting a lot on this board, so we probably do have to call with a 9. We're just going to check. Hopefully I'll check the river and we've won. I was thinking about if I should call if he bets. Oh my god. I feel like I have to call because of the way we played it. It doesn't feel like much of a bluff, that small bet. So he had a weak ace. That was a good value bet from him. He gave me good pods. Oh boy. The great thing is we were quite deep, so we've still got 20 big blinds. You can still make a mistake here. I think if you're going to play that hand, he's going to be opening so much that a third pair is kind of in that awkward zone. This rejam should be really strong. This guy's tight. Expect pocket kings, ace king. M11, maybe he had a decision. Oh wow, nines. Close with nines. I think if he had eights, he would definitely fold. It's one of those kind of mirages with nines. Getting this guy just 4-bet piles your gold. Is this guy just? Does this keep happening? Am I just letting this guy 4-bet pile on me all the time? Low stakes people, they go crazy. Right, we're going to open and we're going to call M11's rejam because I think he's going to rejam quite a lot on us. It's just a good spot for him to rejam. Yeah, so we are going to call. Wow. Problem is, guys, is that if we're aware of that, we either fold or we have to do the thing that we say. We can't just raise fold there because he's been jamming a lot. Oh dear. Oh, it's absolute destruction today. So I'm probably going to watch a bit of the hustings of Jeremy Corbyn. So I'll be back later if I get a deep run. At the moment, it's just painful. So, 90.